welcome back to the Colouring Zone. My name's Helena and it's my favourite time of the month. It's completed pages. I absolutely love watching other people's videos on completed pages, and it's a really nice one to share with you. So I thought I'd kick off with the miniature Enchanted Forest by Johanna Basford. So I did a couple in here this month. So the first one that I did is this one here. So I challenged myself to just use one colour on each component. On the butterflies I sort of broke that rule, but I used gelatos for the background and I used Staedtler Ergo Softs for the pencil work. I can see I've also used a bit of fine liner as well, and I think that they were probably the Arteza fine liners. And there is a little bit of gel pen which looks to me like probably dual metallic. So there's that one. And the second one I did was this one here. So I was actually using the Monarch set, and I actually found them, well, they were quite hard. I don't know whether it's because I was sort of rushing to get this finished in like one evening, but my hands were really aching and I was putting quite a bit of pressure on them, so it's probably partly my fault as well. But I started using soft pastels for the background. I don't know whether you might be able to see it just here, and I didn't like how it was turning out, so I decided to use gelatos instead. But it was a fun one. I did do it in one night, and I can't see any gel pen on here, but I think I have used maybe some fine liners for this string. Yeah, so there's that one. So this one here is A Million Mermaids, and it's by Lulu Mayo. So I completed one page in here. Now I'm not sure whether I like or dislike the background. I'm sort of on the fence a little bit. I can't remember which pencils I used. No, I really can't remember. I think the tails is probably Prismacolors, and I used the Arteza white gel pen, and as you can see it has sort of, it probably is Prismacolors because they tend to do that where it's sort of like stained the colour, so the colour of the pencil's gone into the white, which I could probably go over it again to try and make it really white, but I haven't done that. So for the background I actually used, so they're very similar to Neocolours, but at a fraction of the cost. Now, I was enabled by Lucy Just Adds Colour, and I did actually I put this in my haul, so you might have seen them, but I just used them for the background, and do you know what? It was so much fun. I literally just scribbled them on, and I also added some of the gold. If I just show you. Where is it? So yeah, I just added some of the gold and it was just such good fun. So yeah, I really enjoyed doing this one. It was a quick one. I've used the Arteza gel pens for the tails. Probably not going to be able to see it, but I will tilt it a little bit. Yeah, I can't actually see what you're seeing because my camera's up quite high. So yeah, bear with me, I am still learning. So there's that one. I really like her books, they're just fun. So I'm really enjoying these ones. So there's that one. So the next book is Flora. So this is by Maria Troll, or Trolle. And I have done this one here. So I just used the Faber-Castell Classics, the Mellow Hybrid Dual Metallics, and the Arteza Pink and Silver. So nice quick page, and I've also added a bit of white gel pen as well. Yeah, I just really wanted something that I was limited to the amount of colours, and I've got the little tin and it's just really nice to do, so I literally did it within I think an hour or so, and I've just added some dots. I've not used sort of like budget friendly pencils in these books before, and to be honest it's been this month that I've actually coloured in a few of her books, which has been really nice. So hopefully I'm on a bit of a roll now and I will colour more in her books. They are absolutely beautiful. Yeah, so there's this one. So this is Botanicum, and it's a special edition colouring book from Maria Trolle. So this is the first picture that I've done in here. Oh, so it actually does count for Lavella's Colour Your Hoard. I'm really terrible at doing the hashtags, I do apologise. I'm sure I will get better. So for this one here, I used mainly the Brute Funa pencils, apart from the actual bunny. So I originally wanted to do it white, so using a mixture of like obviously whites and greys sort of thing, and maybe adding a little bit of light browns, but there wasn't a massive selection of greys in the Brute Funas. They're quite bright, tend to be quite sort of like on the vibrant side, and even the browns, and to be fair, I didn't swatch them out, which would have made it easier. But I just really wanted to do this page, so I actually used polychromos for the fur, but everything else is the Brute Funas, and I'm really happy with how they performed. I love like my choice of the flowers, the colours that I've used for that, and they were really nice to work with. I've used some dual metallic hybrid, and it's the mellow colours that I used, I believe, and also some Arteza white gel pen and gelato for the background. Yeah, I'm really pleased with how they performed. As I said, they are a lot thinner than what I was expecting, but then to be fair, it's just because I'm using quite a lot of the thicker barreled pencils, which tend to be obviously they're a bit more expensive anyway. I do think they're really good value. They lay down well. And yeah, so that's that page. So it's a nice Easter page. I don't really tend to go with the seasons. I just sort of colour whatever takes my fancy, but I just thought, well, I'll make an effort. So this one here is Twilight Garden, and it's also by Maria Trolle. So it's actually a whip in here. So I've used a mixture of media so far. So the background is Distress ink. Now I didn't actually follow along, but I was inspired by Colour's video, where she also did like a cloud background. So I really wanted to add this cloud background. When I saw the page, I knew that's what I wanted to do, but I wasn't sure how I was going to do it. So before there was no wall, I've actually drawn that in, and you don't normally have clouds like down here, so I thought if I introduce a wall or a fence, I originally thought that it would be a fence, but after watching, I googled it and it came up on YouTube. So I followed a tutorial by Draw Outside, he's called, on YouTube. So I followed along he did like flat bricks, like normal flat bricks, these round ones. So I loosely sort of based it on what I observed him drawing, and then I've used Graffy Tint, and what I just need to do is just to black out or grey out in between. So I've not quite finished it yet, and I've done a base of Graffy Tint on the ground, and obviously I need to do the wheel of the wheelbarrow. But yeah, I'm really happy with the flowers. I used ink tents to base the tree trunk and the leaves, so there's still some elements that obviously I need to finish on this page, but I thought I'd show it anyway because I've got quite far with it. I haven't quite finished it, but I'll get there. So there's that one. I'll also make sure that I link Elm Colours and also Draw Outside as well, and they're both on YouTube. So now moving on to Hannah Karlzon's book. So I have I've coloured in a few of them. So this one here is Magical Dawn, and again it's by Karlzon. So I'm really proud of this one. So I was inspired by Colour Me Stress Free's tutorial on watercolour. So I just did it, I used Paul Rubin paints. So I did the watercolour first before I did any of her basically. So I've used a few colours. I haven't used the golden satin glazing liquid on this one, but I have used it on a different page, but I've not quite finished it yet. But this one here, I used luminance for the skin and for the hair, but I also based a lot of this with Inktense, so it did make it go quite a bit quicker. I really enjoyed this one, so I used luminance, Inktense. I've also used some Arteza gel pen, and I was meaning to add some glaze to her eyes and I haven't quite got round to it yet, and I was also going to add it to her lips. Yeah, I'm sort of, yeah, the skin, I think she looks a bit sort of on the yellow side. I'm not sure whether you're going to be able to see that, or whether it might just be because I've been looking at this page for quite a while, with actually like completing it. So yeah, I'm going to put it away, and then maybe I can appreciate it more once, you know, I've had time to sort of move on to other things. But yeah, I am really happy with this page, and as I said, I used luminance. Yeah, it was really nice to do, and doing the base of Inktense. Oh, I think actually, to be honest, on the leaves, I didn't use any pencil over the top. Now my goal is to get to the point where I use the Inktense and I don't feel the need of putting pencils on top. I suppose with hair it's quite different. I am really happy with how her hair turned out. Yeah, so it's a fun one to do. So there's that one. Oh, I put this back in, look. So the next one is the Midnight Masquerade, and it's also by Karlzon. So this one has a very colourful one. Not that one. That's from last month. So I did this one here. So this one for the background, I actually coloured the girl and the cat and everything first, and then I think I added the background after. So, but for the background I used, I think they're called Castello pastel pencils. I will make sure that I add the actual name if that's not right. So I only have a few of them. I think I bought them open stock. So I then added some of the Faber-Castell, you know, like chalk sticks that you get for the background. So I just thought it was quite fun, like doing the rainbow effect. I based everything with Inktense, pencils, and I also used the Arteza glitter gel pens, and I actually tried to get sort of a blend on these ribbons. So really nice one. I enjoyed that one. I've used the Arteza gel pen on some of the edges of the clothing, and I want to get a bit better at that. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how it turned out. I actually did use Prismacolors over the top of the Inktense, and I also used it for the skin as well. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that one. Oh, that is a beautiful page. I think I might have to do that on there next. Maybe I could sort of use some of the bright colours for her, we'll see. So this one here is Clara Markova, and it's Magical Delights. Sorry, I did actually have to well, I had to delete some things off my husband's phone because it ran out of memory. So yeah, so this one here, I used Inktense as a base for the mushrooms, and the background I used Neo colours with Prismacolor on top. The rest of the pencil work is also Prismacolor, and I've also used some of the Arteza white gel pen. I've just noticed that this one here, it looks like I'm not sure whether I went over it twice, but yeah, it seems a lot whiter on here, so that's good. I also have used some neon, oh no, they're called Moonlight Sakura pens. And I also actually used some of the neon pencils in the Prismacolor range as well. And I've also used some Moonlight over the mushrooms as well. So, enjoyed that one. I'm just gonna, yeah, I've not actually sprayed any of my pages this month. So I'm using tracing paper. Normally I just do it in a batch, but it's so toxic that I really have to go outside. So there's that one. So I forgot to mention, so on this page here, I actually drew this one in myself using Johanna Basford's How to Draw Inky Wonderlands. So I followed one of the tutorials on bugs. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, so it's just this one here, look. So I followed along. I did it slightly differently, but it's still, yeah, I used her method. So I drew that on there on, just directly on the paper actually. Really what I should have done is put it on a bit of paper and then traced it, but anyway. But yeah, no, it's I completely forgot about that, so I'm quite happy with it. Right, so yeah, sorry I forgot that. So the next one I did a video on. So I'd done like the base really, I'd done the majority of it, and then I just added another layer. So this is Kirby Rosan's World Within Worlds. Sorry I didn't say that. So this one here, I've got a whole video on it, so I won't go into too much detail, but it was good fun. It did bleed through, but you know, that's not a problem for me. I'm sure I can cover it over, or I can also get another copy, which might be the case because I'm really enjoying this book, and you know, there might be certain pages that I do want to like redo. So there's that one. Now the next one is Johanna Basford. So this is Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. So I also used pastels, the Stabilo Castello pastels. So again, I had them open stock, so I only use pastels in the background. I also used the Graffy Tint pencils, as well as the Graffy Tint travel set as well. I've used a combination of pencils on this page. So I've used Black Widows, Holbeins, Polychromos, and as I said, the pastel pencils. I also added some Inktense in to these bits here, and I have got a couple of things that I still need to do, like some of the little details, but I can go in and do that in some gel pen. So yeah, really fun one to do. It did take me a little while, and rather than using like a sponge or something, I actually used a cotton bud, or in the States I think you call it a Q-tip, which I found a lot easier than going in around like the little details. So that was, I'm really happy with how it came out. So yeah, I enjoyed that one. It's a bit different. It's not something I would normally do. So yeah, and the last one of the books, so the rest are actually whipped. So this one here, Circle of Life, I loved this book. I'm not going to butcher her name. And this was one of the first ones I did in the month, and it's this one here. So I did an ink, not Inktense, I did a Distress ink background. Now, I used the polychromos for the pencil work, and then I realised that actually I probably should have done the background first, because it has some of the lighter parts, particularly on the feathers, they were a lot lighter than this, and obviously the Distress ink has gone over it, but I still like the overall effect. I did this little circle bit first, and that was all polychromos, and then the Arteza white gel pens. I'm really enjoying using them. I have had a little bit of like trailing on certain like brands of pencil, like where it's sort of, takes a while to get it going, but actually I think to a certain degree all gel pens can be like that a little bit, but I am really happy with them overall, and they've got the different sizes, which is ideal. So I have been using them and enjoying them. I've also used some of the Arteza gel pens, the glitter ones, for around here, and yeah, so I'm really pleased with this one, and I hope to do a lot more in this one. So there's that one. Now the next lot of books are, so they're actually whips. So the first whip is in Waltz for the Seasons, and this is by Kanuki Agusa, and it is this one here. So what I've done is I've used Inktense as like a base for everything that you can see actually, and then I've used Holbein's the Lightfast Derwent Lightfast pencils over the top. I started this one here a couple of days ago, and I'm just sort of working on it like in the evenings, but I like how it's coming out. I've based it with the Inktense for the hummingbirds. I really want them to stand out, so I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing with the stems and things. I want it to be a different type of green. I think the background I'll probably go with something like a light yellow. So yeah, I like how it's coming out. It is the early stages, so there's that one. There's actually another book that I really want to do a page with hummingbirds, and for the life of me, it's like Wonderland Escapes or something. And so I'm sort of like doing this one in preparation for the bigger page. So there's that one. Now the next one I actually started last night, and I've been using the Bambino colouring crayons, so I've just been testing them out. So my goal was to actually do a whole page, and I do plan to do all of this in the crayons. I like how it's come out. I've been doing like quite a few layers, and I'm quite interested to see how I can blend it, whether there's any sort of like mediums that I can, or like blending solutions. I know that Colouring with Kay did actually do a video, and I think she used Zest It. I've also used a metallic one for the saxophone. I don't know whether you're going to be able to see that shine, probably not. But yeah, so I'm enjoying that, and honestly this took me like, I don't know, 20 minutes, so it wasn't very long, and I've covered quite a lot of the page really, so they're really nice to use. I mean, they are aimed at children, which is why they are a lot smaller, so it's not, I suppose I'm not used to like holding something that's so small, but I was thinking that I could probably put this maybe in an extender, but it would have to be quite a small extender, just to make it easier. But you know, if they were, you know, bigger, they would be aimed at adults, and they would be more expensive anyway. So yeah, there's that one. Now the next one is so spirit animals. So I have used this one here on this page, and I wanted to sort of compare. So the other Hannah Karlzon book, which is in Magical Dawn, I didn't use anything, so this is really early stages for this one, but I'll show you anyway. So I've used the satin glazing liquid. Now it's really nice actually, the texture of it. I can't really, yeah, it's just sort of like, it's just rough, but yeah, to be honest, I'm trying not to pass judgment because this is the first coat, and obviously I haven't coloured this in yet, so I'm trying not to pass judgment because the whole page isn't actually done at all, as you can see. So I'll see how I get on with that. Hopefully you'll see that on my completed pages for April, and yeah, so I'm looking forward to doing this one. I've got a few reference photos that I'm going to refer to when colouring this one in. So yeah, so there's that one. Now, so the next one is Romantic Country, and this is the third tale. Now, I used acrylic paint, and I think I might have mentioned it in another video actually, and I just didn't like get myself prepared or anything. I was just sort of doing it. It was quite late and it was sort of on the sofa, and it's not actually acrylic, it's gouache. So I still haven't finished it. All I need to do is the grass. I am a little bit disappointed how it's come out, and it's just really patchy, but that's just my inexperience. I used pencil. I used pencil for doing all of this. So I've actually been using Holbeins for this, and a bit of Prismacolor. I recognise these colours. I think these are definitely Prismas. And I really like how the pigs come out. But yeah, it's just the background. But, you know, we live and learn. So overall, I think once this is complete, I'm just going to call this page done. And I did have fun doing it, to be fair, but I just really didn't sort of think through where I was, you know, the fact that I would have to blend it, and I just wasn't set up for it. So it is like completely my fault. But yeah, no, I'm happy, relatively happy. I'll finish this off, call it done, and then that'll be that. And yeah, I hope to do a lot more in here. This is actually the first page that I've done. So, so yeah, there's that one. So thank you very much for watching. I've had so much fun this month with completing pages, and actually I think it probably is a bit of a record for me. I don't normally complete that many pages in 1 month. Like last month I did it for January and February. I'll see how I get on. I'm not sure whether this is going to be a monthly video because it depends if I've got enough to actually show you. So we will see. But thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye.